Hey horror fans, welcome back to Room 237, coming at you with kind of a random review. This is another single movie that I got for Christmas. Figured I'd never seen it before, so I figured get it out of the way so I can just do my marathons next. Plus it's a sequel to a series I've done every movie of for anyway. This is the only one I didn't have. That is Halloween from 2018. Of course, this is the first Halloween film since Rob Zombie's awful Halloween 2. Directed by David Gordon Green. And John Carpenter actually returned to produce this. First affiliation with Halloween of any kind since Halloween 3, way back in the 80s. Jamie Lee Curtis returns. And another thing, it was written by Jeff Fradley, David Gordon Green, and Danny McBride. I believe Danny McBride also was a producer, along with Jamie Lee Curtis and John Carpenter. Which, when I heard Danny McBride was writing and producing a Halloween film, I was like, Red from Pineapple Express? The guy that's in all the comedies? It is a Blumhouse film, which you follow my channel, you know I do not like Blumhouse films. Especially his paranormal ones. But something like this, I'll give a try. By and large, I'm not a fan at all of Blumhouse. One thing I noticed, it's like, okay, Jamie Lee Curtis did Halloween back in '78, then and the sequel, but then she did H2O, Halloween 20 years later, which it was 20 years later, 1998, and now she's in Halloween pretty much 40 years later. So it's like she does one every 20 years. Wonder if she'll be around for 60 years later. Of course, the thing about this movie is this is a direct sequel to Carpenter's original 1978 film, completely retconning every Halloween sequel in existence out of canon. Which one is great, because most Halloween films I'm not a fan of. Love the original. One of my favorite movies, one of my favorite slashers. It's a fantastic, one of those movies that shows you that less is more, simple is better. I also really like Halloween 2. The rest are, they range from to fucking awful. H2O is alright. But, so the only downside to that is I like Halloween 2. But now, that one pretty much never happened. But also, since Halloween 2 never happened, they finally got rid of the whole sibling shit. Michael Myers being the brother. They got rid of that, thank Christ. Katie Walsh from Nerdist, hands down the best Halloween sequel ever. I really like Halloween 2. I do. But this one is up there. This is the 11th movie in the whole series. I guess 10th if you get rid of Halloween 3 since it's unrelated. So that's 9 films aside from the original. I will put this one as the only one that is actually really good, next to Halloween 2. I would probably still say Halloween 2 from '81 is still my favorite sequel of the franchise. This has a 79 on Rotten Tomatoes. Where the hell's Wikipedia? But, so basically the story is, it opens up at Smith's Grove. Michael Myers has been there since 1978. And Michael Myers is played once again by Nick Castle, the guy that played him in the original film. Not in the demasking scene, but the rest of the movie. And for a while, you get to see him without his mask. Like, not straight on, but, you know, you get, like, a downward angle shot, so you kind of see, like that much of him. And he's all gray, he's all white. Because he's 61 years old, or he's supposed to be in this film. I thought that was kind of interesting. Excuse me. I thought that was kind of interesting. Okay. Like, they made him really old. Kind of like Johnny Depp at the end of Black Mass. You have this, I don't know if they're a couple or just colleagues, but they're journalists. They go to Smith's Grove, and the guy just, he has the Myers mask. He got it somehow. He holds it in front of him. He's trying to get Michael to say something. Which, and there's this whole thing, like, you feel it, don't you? Like, you can feel the presence of this thing. The thing that impressed me the most about that scene would have been the set and the angles they used. Because it's like this weird, like, white and red checkerboard pattern. They're outside. You get, like, these sort of, almost makes it so they're, like, either diamond-shaped or perfectly square. It looked like an Argento. Like, if you take Kubrick and Argento, put them together, that's the kind of shot it looked like. So I liked that. And then basically, you know, Laurie Strode, she's got PTSD like crazy. Her daughter, played by Judy Greer, they're estranged. The daughter was taken away when she was 12 because Jamie Lee Curtis was Laurie. We finally have Laurie Strode back. Scout Taylor Compton was terrible. And this is how you have a strong woman in your horror movies, which we've had strong women in horror movies forever. But I'm referring to the new Black Christmas. You can have strong women in movies and not beat the agenda over people's heads. But her daughter was taken away because, you know, she was learning how to shoot and, you know, pretty much like a doomsday prepper. But, you know, for Michael Myers' inevitable escape, she got taken away. She never got custody. And now she's a grandmother. This girl named Allison, played by Andy Matichak. That's how you pronounce it. She was in 666 Park Avenue, Orange is the New Black, Blue Bloods, and Halloween. Of course, she's in high school. A lot of this film does feel like a soft reboot because you have the lead girl who's essentially a Strode, or she has Strode in her. She's got a group of friends. One of her friends is a babysitter. She gets killed babysitting. Also, she has her boyfriend over so they can have sex. Of course, they don't because Michael kills him. The boyfriend even gets stabbed to the wall. So, yeah, it's one of those movies that's come out the last few years. Even though I haven't seen these, I've heard of them. Heard about them, like Star Wars The Force Awakens, the new Terminator. A bunch of stuff that's essentially, it's a sequel, but it's a reboot. They're almost redoing the original film. There's going to be a transfer of Michael and a bunch of patients. Of course, it goes wrong. The bus gets messed up. They all escape. Michael Myers escapes. He's able to track down that journalist couple. He kills them. Which there's a part where she's in the bathroom and he puts his hand over the stall and drops a bunch of teeth. I don't know if that's the mechanic that he killed for the coveralls. Because, again, he had to kill a mechanic for the coveralls. Or if it was the kid he killed. He kills a kid in this. That's when I was like, damn, this movie's going there. I mean, this kid's like 11 or 12. And he like strangles him, and you kind of hear the neck snap. They recreate some scenes. Well, I'm kind of going all over the place. The bathroom with the journalist. We don't really see him kill her, but the guy, he just bashes his head. Gets the stall a bunch of times. So now moving on. They recreate some scenes, like the granddaughter wants Laurie Strode around for stuff, but she's really reclusive and, of course, estranged from the daughter. So she's in school, she looks out the window and sees Laurie standing there, kind of like the scene from the original. During the final showdown with Michael and Laurie, he throws her as she falls off the balcony in the bedroom, and there's the same shot of her laying on the lawn. Michael looks away. When he looks back, she's gone. So yeah, definitely a soft reboot. And other than that, it's just Michael Myers killing people. But I would say at first I thought that the actress playing the granddaughter, that Andy Manichak, was sort of a Rooney Mara from Elm Street remake, just kind of wooden, no emotion. But towards the end, she, woke up. Jamie Lee Curtis, of course. I enjoyed her. There was one guy out here. I got to get his name. Dr. Ranbir Sartain, who is Michael's psychiatrist. And, he wears a coat, and he knows everything about Michael. We find out later on that he was a student of Dr. Loomis, and now he's basically Loomis. He even kind of talks similar to Donald Pleasance. I don't know if that's on purpose or not. I'm going to say spoilers because there's a twist somewhat. So I'm going to say spoilers, but if you haven't seen this yet, I mean, if you're a fan of Halloween, you're probably going to see it anyway. I mean, that's what I thought of it. I thought, even if it looks bad, I'm still going to see it just because it's a fucking Halloween movie. They could have done better with the title. They could have called it Halloween Returns. That would have been much better. Because it is a return to form. Michael Myers is no longer a sibling killer. He's no longer a product of his environment like Rob Zombie. He's just the shape. So it should have been called Halloween Returns. But because with just the title Halloween, it implies that it's another remake, which it feels like. That being said, I did enjoy the film, and it is one of the better ones. It is miles better than 4, 5, 6, Resurrection. I would say it is better than H2O, and it's way better than the Rob Zombie films. So the sort of twist is that the store brand Loomis that we're given, he's willing to kill anyone that wants to kill Michael. He even kills a cop because the cop's about to kill Michael. Because he also wants to get Michael to speak so he can get inside the mind of Michael and learn the mind of evil. Of course, he doesn't last long. Yeah, there's really not a whole lot to say about it. It's just Michael going around killing people. And it's got a little bit of a mix because it ends similar to Halloween 2. With fire. Apparently, Danny McBride and company, I'm guessing David Gordon Green and Jeff Fradley as well, had... Originally, they were going to shoot sort of like Superman, the original Superman. They were going to do 2 movies back to back and then release them, or like Kill Bill. they decided against it. They wanted to shoot this one first, see how it worked out, and then they'll see about sequels. Which is going to be a sequel now this year, October 2020, called Halloween Kills. Then next year, Halloween Ends. But I would say for a series that should have died and stayed dead for years ago, a number of times, this is the route I would have liked to see it take. In a perfect world for me, this would have been Halloween 3. Keep the first two, say it was a rumor about the sibling shit, and just carry on from there. I like how Laurie, especially with everyone being so anti-gun nowadays, which I'm a huge supporter of the Second Amendment, making her all about guns and not making her look psycho or anything. Other than that, there's really not much to say. It's your typical Halloween fare, but done way better than most sequels. So I guess this later on we'll find out how the sequel does. But anyway, that is 2018's Halloween. Thank you for watching.